Hey, good morning. It's Wednesday. Welcome to the circus. It's time for another episode of Come On Ref. Just don't sit too close to the elephants. Nobody has any idea what's going on now, but that's okay. This week on the show, who do I have? I have Natalie this week. Hi, Natalie.
Hey.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Chad.
What's going on?
Chilling like I do, baby. Chilling.
I hear it. What else can you do, really?
Right.
That's all I do. Ask my wife. She'll be like, it's all he does. Just, please get up and do something. It's fine. I'm very relaxed. That's okay. We're going to be relaxed today. It's going to be a relaxed show. What are we going to talk about today? We got to, oh, yeah. We're going to, on today's show, man, that's Shohei. Oh, no. Well, I don't want to get too deep into it, but we're going to take a quick look at the Dodgers' brand new soap opera. It stars Shohei Otani and Ippei Mitsuhara. They're the two co-stars. It's a little bit of a star-crossed issue. Well, we'll start, not lovers, but star-crossed, baseball translation partner story. We'll get into that later. Don't worry about that. We're also going to talk about March Madness, and we got to find out. We're going to talk about what the Browns are doing in free agency because I don't fully understand it, but we'll get into it. That's fine as we go. We'll get into it a little bit. Yes, the boys. Tomorrow is the real opening day, not the Soul Series. Which again had nothing to do with Detroit and Motown. I was very disappointed by that. But the real opening day, not this 2 games, middle of March, take 2.5 weeks off or a week and a half, whatever it was, and then get back. That's weird, right? Actual opening day is tomorrow. I couldn't be more excited about that. We're definitely gonna, I'll be watching baseball all day. I probably will not have a productive day tomorrow, I would imagine. But that's okay. Again, very relaxed. Well, speaking of relaxed, what's going on? Let's get the headlines. We're just getting right into it today. NFL owners approve a ban on the hip drop tackle. Okay, sure. Now we can all sleep at night, right? Did you see, I don't know, Natalie, if you saw this, that they said, supposedly there was a study that said the hip drop tackle is 25 times more likely to cause injury.
I've seen that. Yeah. They said it was done 230 times last season and 15 players got injured off of it. I mean, I don't know. People are saying the NFL is getting soft and all that, but I do understand the safety of the players. You want to keep them as safe as possible, but it still is an impact sport, so you got to take that into consideration. But I understand where the owners are coming from. It is, like Ryan Tannehill, Tyler Boyd, Geno Smith, they were all injured last year, unfortunately, and it could have some longevity to that. So I get it, but you still want to see some hard hitting.
Yeah, that's why you watch. I mean, I get that. This is hard for me. This kind of stuff is really hard for me because you're chasing a guy down the field and you're behind him. Mm-hmm. You got one shot now, and it's like to dive and try to slap his ankles as he's running and trip him, and that's about it. I mean, I don't know how to tackle a player from behind anymore in the NFL. I really don't.
Right.
I'm very confused. But it's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't know how they're determining that it's 25 times more likely. I mean, like you said, there were 230 hip drop tackles. If so many guys got injured, couldn't that just have been coincidence? I mean, did we test this in a lab? Like, I would love to see the peer, reviewed, whatever. Right. I'm sure there's a journal on this somewhere.
And I think it has a lot to do with the turf too. Like, let's go back to the old school grass because a lot of the players, they wear the cleats, of course, but it's like a lot of the players, when they're getting tackled, their cleat is stuck in the turf and then they go one way and their bodies go another way type thing, no matter how you get hit.
It's almost like it's too soft now.
It's right. Like, what do you do? Just push them or pull a flag out? Like, what do you?
Right. That's it. Yeah. When do we move to flag football? Honestly, like, when does it move to that?
Yeah.
Well, listen, there's still the UFL, I guess. The kind of.
True.
I don't know. What do you call it? A fusion league between the USFL and the XFL? I mean, they still promise hard hits, I guess. Mm-hmm. And the boys here, I don't know if you saw the boys in the comment here, kickoff return rule, the changes that are there. I don't know exactly how to explain that to you. I just know they're trying to cut down on basically like huge collisions. It's kind of they're lining up in a different spot on the field or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool rule. You can Google that. I'm not going to waste
And
time.
the challenge rule too. They're giving them they'll get a new third challenge following one successful one. So there is additional challenge now.
Okay. It's probably time we don't limit that. I mean, we should get the calls right. They're NFL games are too close to let this like hang in the balance. Well, I've already used my challenge, so I'm out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll ever do unlimited challenges because could you imagine like an 11-hour football game, like every play gets challenged?
Tell me about it.
Man, they're already trying to speed up the process, right?
Exactly.
I love this. Brandon Granby. It says, sounds like an episode of South Park when the players would just be hugging each other.
That's true.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Hey, why not? What else is going on in the headlines? I don't even know. Some F1 news. I thought this was cool that I got the email from Brian this week and he brought up some F1 stuff. I've just randomly been playing an F1 game on the PS5 that was like free to me. I was like, well, whatever, I'll take a look at it. I don't have much time to game, but when I do, I like to relax a little bit. So anyway, F1. Carlos Sainz, basically, he won his first race coming back from surgery for appendicitis just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Won the Australian Grand Prix. I don't watch a lot of F1, but I mean, now that I've like played this game for a couple of weeks, like I don't know, I'm kind of getting into it. I'm kind of like I'm starting to learn the drivers' names. I recognize his name right away, and I was like, okay,
yeah, he's good. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, coming from Saudi Arabia over to Australia to win that. Like, I mean, he made I can't remember his name. Oh, Verstappen.
Yeah, Max Verstappen. Is that right?
Yeah, Max Verstappen. Yeah.
Yeah, another name I recognize because of the game. Look at this. Good morning. It's broadening my horizon. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he had like a rear brake malfunction or something like that, and he ended up passing him, getting a good like 8-second lead on him, and he just dominated from there. And I'm like, hey, his stomach was still wrapped, He said he felt weird inside.
No joke.
Yeah. Oh no, you're missing that. Like it's something that's missing inside of you. So they tell you to take it easy, but he said nothing was slowing him down. So there we go.
I'll give him credit. I thought I was really tough because I did my first episode of the show one day after hernia surgery, but I just sat here. I didn't have the grueling, like I'm not driving a race car at 180 miles per hour. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right.
That's pretty impressive. That's really impressive, actually.
Very, very.
What else happened? I don't know if you saw the Lions released Cam Sutton.
Yeah.
He had an arrest warrant issued. We don't have to get into it. I just thought it's a crazy story that he's still missing. As far as I know, at least at the time when I had done the graphics for this, he hasn't shown up yet. He hasn't turned himself in, hasn't been arrested. That may have changed in the last 12 hours or so. I don't know. But yeah, as far as I know, he's still, I don't want to say on the run, but he's also not out in the open with this. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to go on with that. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. If there are any, major updates, we'll try to let you know what's going on in the show. But obviously that's a topic that, we don't really need to get into.
Right.
Don't want to get too deep into that, at least as far as that goes. And I do want to welcome, I'm glad he got here before we started talking about the Celtics because, the Celtics did a thing this past week. And we've got Neil now. Look at that. You go away from the shot and come back, and Neil's here. What's up, Neil?
I heard Detroit.
What?
I heard Detroit.
Oh, yeah, Detroit. We were talking about Cam Sutton.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been 17 days since nobody had no contact with him. He did allegedly. They said he threw his girl off the third balcony, but that was false. It was strangulation. Nobody heard from him. I answered the phone call. Agent nothing. So we just pray that he's okay and just turn himself in at this point.
Yeah, it's a wild situation, man. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like it's heading in a great direction. You just want him to turn himself in, get it taken care of, get it behind him, like deal with it. Yeah, I mean, you hope for the best for everybody on that one, obviously.
Over in the night.
What else happened here? Did you guys see Russell Westbrook he's back for the Clippers after surgery on his fractured hand? Was out just a little bit. Have you guys seen like how good the Clippers were when he started coming off the bench? They're 28-8 since Westbrook started coming off the bench. I thought that was really impressive. They seem to have kind of figured out a rotation thing, and then he got hurt, and it, dropped off a little bit. But he's back.
Used to be
Clippers make some noise in the West now,
Yeah.
I like Westbrook. He play aggressive.
I love Westbrook.
He gonna push the ball, and that's what they need for the Clippers. They need somebody to push the ball.
Yeah.
Swing Westbrook. So.
It's been a 3-team race in the West, and we'll talk about that a little bit later too. But yeah, we'll see if the Clippers can make some noise. I mean, obviously they're good. They're tough. 28-8's a good run over 36 games. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What else? And we got to talk about Shohei. This is like, I guess the last headline I want to get into, and we'll spend maybe a little bit of time on this because this is a crazy story. I don't really fully understand. Well, we don't know. We just don't know much, right? Everything's kind of speculation. Everything's really mysterious. He spoke to the media Monday evening, I believe. I was in a waiting room at a doctor's office trying to catch what was going on. It was tough to watch, but. Basically, I don't know what happened with Shohei here. It looks like there was an illegal bookmaker. Well, an alleged illegal bookmaker. I don't want to.
You ever heard that song, Everybody Ain't Your Friend?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I say it's Pete Rose.
Because anytime my interpreter can, that's just sad. That is really sad.
Do we think that's what really happened? I mean, do you think that's actually is that 100% the story or?
I've read on the story from ESPN, ABC News. So I'm like, let me go to the actual good sources to know that this is real. From what I understand, he told the media that Shohei felt bad for him and was paying off his debts. I mean, Shohei said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right there, that's a bit of gambling. If you got debt. So.
He said that's why he took the money because Shohei said he would. Now I think he took advantage of him because he doesn't speak, English for real.
I don't care what language I speak. I still know my money.
I still know my money. Like if I'm Ray Charles, I know my money.
I wish I had so much money coming in that I could keep track of it.
Yeah, and I just think that was that was just not right. And then you done lost your job. I mean, come on, dude.
Well, listen, timing. Pete Rose, you can't blame him. The boys said coincidentally Pete Rose appealed his lifetime ban last week.
Oh, really?
Okay. That's being opportunistic, right? Like you guys strike all the iron top.
You don't think so?
No.
No, I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
Baseball for a while because of that. I don't think they're gonna let him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's true.
And listen, I can understand Shohei's interpreter having access to his bank accounts, and I can understand Shohei Otani trusting Ippei Mitsuhara to the point. I mean, they've known each other since Shohei's days in Japan. I mean, I
disagree.
They go way back.
Why my interpreter got access to my money? Not my friend, my mom, or someone else like that. Not my interpreter.
Well, and I think it's because they've known each other. They've been friends for so long that I think Mitsuhara kind of acted as his de facto, not as accountant, but as maybe a little bit of a financial advisor, kind of a buffer for some of the sponsorship deals he had. I think Mitsuhara was almost like a gatekeeper for Shohei. He kind of kept a lot of things from getting in.
New. Yeah, he's not new to the interpreter, field when it comes down to professional athletes. He was in the Fighters of Japan Professional League. He was an interpreter for a couple of those players over there in 2012. And then Shohei came in, he was a rookie over there in 2013. And then that's when they met. So it's like
the boys, this is a funny comment. I'm sorry. The boy says they've known each other since Ippei was in college at UC Irvine. Or I forget where he said he went to school. But yeah, they said, we don't know what you're talking about. You didn't go to school here. I mean, that's a red flag, right? Like the fact that the interpreter says in his bio he went to a school and the school says we don't know that.
You see, that's just a scammer from the get-go. That's just a scammer from the get-go. No matter who you are, what race, what gender, you can be a scammer. And that just says scam all over.
That's a lot of
and my thing is he took $4.5 million and it was 9 payments of $500,000. 9 payments of $500,000. And this man,
I got a question. If I take $2 from you, you're gonna know, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm over $4.5 million going here.
I'm gonna sip my tea.
Wow. I guess he also said he worked for the Red Sox, and that was another lie that he was caught in. That's wild. Listen, if I ever owe you guys $4.5 million, I would love to get on a payment plan, but it's not going to be $500,000 at a time. I'm sorry. Right. It's just not going to be that. We're going to have to go probably on about Right. We might have to be like a $5 or $10 million year payoff plan. It's going to take a while.
At least. I mean, come on now. I got to take out a loan from Rocket Mortgage or something. And my thing is, you weren't discreet about it. You sent it directly to the Southern California Gambling Organization. You sent it right there. You're not even a good scammer.
You don't care.
The SCGA.
You got caught up in the moment, though.
Yeah, you get caught. And then when gambling isn't a really, really serious addiction. Really serious addiction. So you will steal from your own mama.
Yeah.
Who will?
Even when you have $700 million promised to you, and all the money in the world coming in with just all the sponsorships and everything else. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's not enough money there. And if Mitsuhara had access to that, I mean, how deep would that have gone? I mean, how much money has he taken from him that we don't know about?
Exactly, Chad.
You better put him.
If that's the case, allegedly, I want to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So
that's wild.
I don't know. I think that they're going to focus, like they're going to really because Otani has a different interpreter now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. Like, hello. But they're going to focus on how did you not know, or what, you didn't notice all that money was gone. And I get why they would do that. I totally get it. But I honestly don't think he knew. I really don't.
He get a pay stub when it's loaded in his account. You don't know $4 million missing out of your account.
When you got all that money, you might not.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes that could be $7 to somebody,
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I said, I would love to have the issue of having so much money coming in that I lose track of $4.5 million.
I would. That means people could know.
I can't lose track of that. I'm sorry. I don't care.
That means I have enough to cover for it, and that makes me happy. I'll find it later. That's fine.
Right.
It's wild. It's a wild story. I don't know what we're going to find out. It's just hard for me. And I love Shohei Otani. I'm not trying to indict anyone before we know anything.
He's a victim here.
Yeah, listen, there's just a lot of smoke here. Usually when you see this much smoke, there's a little bit of fire, right? I mean, there's something going on.
That was a grenade.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it looks like somebody called it an airstrike. And it just, I don't know, it's wild. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll play out. We'll see it.
What's done in the dark comes to the light, Chad.
Always.
And that's what, if he was involved in this, you can't be a global icon. You can't be the biggest name in the game with the biggest contract and the most recognizable face and get away with stuff like this, especially when you're wiring money directly from your account to a known bookmaker. I don't know. It's we'll see. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Like, maybe he was the victim, maybe he wasn't, but it'll play out and we'll find out eventually. I don't know if we're going to get updates of the federal investigation, but we'll see eventually.
You beat him up or nothing?
No. Why would you?
4.5?
Nah, trust me, I know.
But let's move on from that. Because, like I said, it's all speculation. Everything's alleged, everything's whatever. Some things that we know have gone down, right? We can talk about March Madness right now because the NCAA men's tournament, the first round was a little wild. There were some upsets. I mean, now we're kind of settling back in with the Sweet 16. We got an 11 seed in there. NC State's in there, but that's fine. Listen, my bracket's done. I had Kentucky in my Final Four. They lost to Oakland. I don't know how that happens, but we saw it happen. Purdue is still in it. The boy says Purdue is still in it. They are still in it.
Go bring up Purdue.
Yeah.
I almost picked them to lose to a 16 again, man. I almost did it. I was going to do it out of spite.
Watching the game with your little pom-poms going for Purdue.
Yeah, man. I was trying to boil her up, and I didn't want to do it in public, but yeah, I'll admit it now. But yeah, whatever. They looked pretty good in the second round. They crushed Utah State. I mean, Purdue looked so good in the second round. And I don't know. Do you guys have any? How are your brackets look right now? Are you guys looking good or no?
My bracket is. I don't even think I finished my bracket. I kind of because when it comes to college, it could go so many ways, and I got to do a lot more research on my college before I start doing my $5 betting. You know what I'm saying, Chad?
Oh yeah. Listen, sometimes I have to Google schools to see where they are and what their mascot is and what's even going on.
It's a lot. It's a lot with my.
I haven't filled out our bracket since Carmelo won with Syracuse.
Oh Lord, that's a long time. Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was one heck of a run, though.
That was He
spent 41 years in the league, so that was it's been a long time.
Good old days.
That's wild. That was a good run though. Hey, I have a good question. Somebody asked me this last night, and I thought this was a good question. Do you guys have a favorite run? Do you watching a team go to an unexpected team go to the Elite Eight or the Final Four, whatever? Is there one that kind of sticks out in your guys' mind as one that was the most fun to watch for you, or no?
You talking about just college basketball?
Just college?
Yeah, college basketball. Yeah, just kind of like the Cinderella teams or whatever.
I don't know. I hate to say.
Mine will always be that Florida Gulf Coast team. By the way, I remember throwing alley oops and dunking all over the place. Man, that team was so much fun to watch. That was a blast.
Oh yeah.
I remember Kansas always had a big team.
Oh, Kansas. Yeah. I forgot about Kansas. Yeah.
What else do we got?
I just now start watching college maybe a couple years. So I haven't been, You know, because
I remember UConn made that run. It was low rank coming in the tournament. And they won it all.
Yeah, it's fun to see a team catch fire. Like sometimes that happens in a conference tournament, right? You see them get hot, and you're like, hey, like maybe keep an eye on them. Like they're an 8 seed, they're a 9 seed, but they could go, and all of a sudden you see them in the Elite 8 or the Final 4, and it's pretty wild. Let's actually just take a look at the Sweet 16. I've got the bracket kind of put together, and we can kind of get into some of the matchups here because, like I said, it got a little crazy in the first round. But I mean, you look at the matchups. I mean, other than NC State, no one lower than a 6 seed is in the Sweet 16, so it's pretty as expected, I guess. In the East, you've got UConn and San Diego State. I think that could be an intriguing matchup, but UConn is playing so well right now that UConn may run away with that one if they're going to keep it up. They've looked really good.
They do look good.
Yeah, Illinois, Iowa State. I mean, you guys have UConn coming out of there in your Final 4.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah. And then whoever who was that? Houston. I want Houston to win. I can't stand Duke. I'm sorry.
I got upset alert. You better watch out for the Alabama North Carolina game. Yeah, Alabama winning.
Oh, you got Alabama?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think if they don't, it'll be close.
Who was the school that had the old nun? Essence says that was St. Peter's, wasn't it? Wasn't that St. Peter's?
Yeah.
Or no, that wasn't St. Peter's. That was the team from Illinois. I wish we had a truck. We need guys in the truck, like coming up with that. I can't think of the name of the school. It was Saint something, wasn't it? I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, that was a fun story. Man, that nun was a good luck charm too. Every year that worked out pretty well.
Of course.
That was really impressive. Let's take a look at the West. You said you got Alabama over North Carolina, Neil. Why are you thinking that? North Carolina looked really good at one point during the regular season.
Yeah, but I think Alabama been playing. It was just a tournament play. So they them boys down here in Connection. It's my home state.
That's fair. So who do you think comes out of that? You got Alabama in the Final 4 then, or no?
Who was the last two teams playing?
Clemson and Arizona is the other matchup there.
Arizona dangerous though.
Yeah,
Arizona.
Clemson might just pull that off. Clemson be on that second half. Last time I watched them, they were on fire. Who did they play last? Not the last game, but the game before that to get here. I can't remember, but they
we're all too old to remember back that far, Natalie. We don't.
I know my brain. I got Snickers nougat all in my brain.
Oh, that's all I got right now. You guys talked about food again before the show. You completely ruined me right before we went on. It made me hungry again. So if you're watching the show, it's their fault, not mine. Yeah. Houston and Duke, NC State, and Marquette. I think Marquette is probably, maybe the most well-rounded team, but Houston's so good too. I don't know about that one. Maybe Marquette comes out of there and sneaks into the Final 4. And do I dare pick Purdue out of the Midwest? Do I do it?
You've been picking them to lose and they've been winning, so keep it that way. Don't break the streak.
Pick them.
I'll keep picking them to lose. That's fine. They're gonna get smacked by Gonzaga then. That's fine. Maybe Creighton comes out of there. Who knows? But we'll see. Those games are this weekend, right? No, that starts tomorrow. Thursday. Yeah, that's Thursday. Those games start tomorrow. So we'll have some things settled by Sunday night. We'll know some things. So looking forward to that for sure. What else is going on? I guess we can move on to the NBA. Speaking of things that are broken, as my bracket. So Adam Silver says the NBA may look to axe the All-Star game. I don't know. I found the quote somewhere. I'm sure I have that somewhere here. He said that what did he say? He said that they just should be looking to do different things. I don't necessarily disagree with that because I don't know, 200 points in a game is wild, right?
It's not just the 200 points though. The dunk contest ain't been the dunk contest since Vince Carter. Nobody participated. They had Jaylen Brown participated this year. That was the first superstar he had in a long time. Yeah, they're getting revenue that they want from it, so why not cancel it? They're losing money out on it.
Yeah, I agree. They said they may go something with like an international game, like the NBA versus international stars. I mean, Natalie, do you think does the NBA still need the All-Star game?
It's boring to me. I
think they have it. This
last one was just terrible. I was like, I'm bored.
They need to schedule the All-Star game like the NFL got the Pro Bowl after the season.
If that's a good idea. After the season would be good. Postseason NBA. But then again, the money involved. It's just like, but what is money involved?
You can play defense.
Yeah, you could play defense. That's true.
Is there any way that they can incentivize playing defense in the All-Star? Can they make guys want to play defense in this game? Because listen, I think if you have it after the season, I think it becomes even more of an afterthought. Right now, it's in the middle of the winter. It's nice. It breaks up that monotony of there's nothing going on in February. Well, I mean, Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl is over by the time the All-Star break comes around. So it's like we need that in February. It's nice. I think if you put it in June or July, even, I mean, with some of the the finals have been going really late, like past Father's Day. You put it in June or July, it's almost like guys are just going to opt out. They're going to be on the banana boat, taking pictures together. I don't know. I mean, what do you even do? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do here.
Them doing is offering them more money, like offering like the players, hey, you get this if you play deep. You get some type of incentive for the players individually or something. Like that's the only thing I can really see because they don't. I mean, they don't play defense.
It all starts with the dunk contest. Like I remember growing up, we didn't want to wait up all night because it's the last event watching the dunk contest.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You gotta get your superstars in your main events to bring people in. So.
Yeah, I agree. You can't have G League guys winning this thing, man.
I blame that on LeBron James.
What you blaming on LeBron James?
Well, wait, Neil, I don't have it all up in front of me, but there's some pretty solid data to show. Even back in the 90s, like 96, 97 is kind of when this all started, when like the superstars kind of like started vacating the dunk contest a little bit.
Yeah,
it came back. There was a wave where it came back. But yeah, this has happened before. It happened before LeBron. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I'm just
saying, like, if he would have anticipated all the pregame dunks and everything, he would have participated in one All-Star game. I think that would have brought that back. And if LeBron would have did it, the other superstar players would have did it too. So
true.
Yeah, people tend to follow his suit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happened in the comments anymore, but it's getting wild now. Yeah, I don't know. The boy said lowest score wins. I thought that's kind of so. I thought I was joking with my wife last night. I said, what if you take the All-Star game and you make it like mini golf? Like, what if there's like I don't know, like a little cover that goes over the rim and it just kind of goes up and down, right? Like there's a cover on the rim.
Yeah, maybe some type of
shot,
Yeah, like a what do you call that?
Like the clown's mouth. You know what I mean?
Like a Pro Bowl do.
Yeah, like a Pro Bowl does. Yeah. Yeah, like more of a strategic.
But they play the game with this thing going on. Like basically, there's like a windmill going over the rim the whole time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, carnival game style. I love it. You got to come down and hit 10 threes in a row to win the big bear. I like that.
Yeah. Carnival style game. Yeah.
Well, listen. When Adam Silver calls, the Come On Ref offices, we'll know how to fix this thing. We know how to.
That's right.
Get back in shape. So we have some ideas. We'll send them to the comments. Spray the rim with Pam.
Yeah.
Or who's Pam? I'm kidding. I don't know. All right. So what else is going on in the NBA? Oh, okay. The Celtics. That's what I was waiting for you to get here for. The Celtics have clinched the top seed in the East. They'll have home court advantage all throughout the playoffs. The Eastern Conference playoffs anyway. I don't think there's any real surprise there. They've looked like the best team in the East all year. I mean, there's no surprise. The Cavs are still kind of hanging on. They're in that third spot for now in the East. They're half a game up on the Knicks, or at least they were when I checked the standings last night. I don't know if anything changed, but I don't know. The Cavs have just been so injured. I mean, they're kind of in a slide right now. Mitchell's still sidelined with a broken nose. Again, speaking of things that are broken, they can't seem to get out of their own way injury wise. And just in case, by the way, if you're confused about what a broken nose is or where your nose is, I brought Blue Guy back. I don't know if we can throw that slide up real quick. I just want to show you guys. That's your nose. It's right there. It's on the front of your face. It smells. It breathes. It hold your glasses up. That's what it does. So the nose is important. You need your nose. Speaking of nose, no one knows when Mitchell's even going to be back.
I mean, it's a broken nose, Chad. You need your nose, and then when he come back, you're gonna have to wear one of those things that Jaylen Brown was. Yeah, those masks and stuff. And I think those get in the way, to be honest. But
Kyrie hated that.
Yeah, I can imagine. You can't play with that.
But right now, would you rush him back? Like,
I would.
You're automatically in the playoff spot right now.
Right? Yeah, you're in the playoff spot.
Wait till you put him back in.
Yeah, just give him time for his nose to recuperate, and just don't rush it. And like when Mobley, he's coming back soon, like next week or so or something like that. If we stay healthy, we'll be fine. It's just we can never stay healthy. They need some milk.
Hey, something's got to go on, man. Maybe they need to see the doctor. The boy says if your nose smells, then you might be in trouble and actually need to see the doctor on that one. So apparently people aren't supposed to be able to smell your nose. your nose just smells other people, and that's not good sometimes either.
And talk about Boston, like Eastern Conference Championship, like Conference Championship. That's not what we want. We got unfinished business.
Oh, you want the whole thing?
We would have beat the Heat. Jalen Tatum, we got hurt in the first quarter. He was down 3-0 and came back. Should have been first team in history to do that, but he got hurt. So we got unfinished business, though.
Unfinished, but I love it. Yeah.
I like Boston. I just don't like them better than the Cavs.
No, I've always kind of liked the Celtics, though. Like, there's always just something about the
I've been rooting for the Cavs.
Yeah,
I've been rooting
you've
for
been
the
rooting
Cavs.
for. Okay. We appreciate that.
You just been trying to run into Joey Chestnut again, man. I know what you're doing. Trying to revamp that video. What else happened? Who's going to clinch the top spot in the West? We talked about it earlier. It's a three-team West a three-team West. What is a three-team West? Whatever. It's a three-team race in the West. I know how to use words sometimes. Who's going to win this thing? The Nuggets, the Thunder, the T-Wolves? Like, who clinches that top spot, do you think?
Ladies first.
Well, Westbrook is back, y'all, but
they might have dug too deep of a hole for themselves, though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it might be a little bit too late. What you think?
I would like to see the Thunder. Look at everything that organization do. They had all the superstars left, everybody left, and they're not going to come back.
True.
That'll be a nice little Cinderella story.
True.
Yeah. Hey, why not? The Nuggets are really hot right now. I think they're 9-1.
They always the Lieutenant champions, man. So
yeah.
That boy in the middle can't nobody stop him though. Joe, that's crazy.
Joe, yeah, he's
that's unbelievable. I mean, he's the most unathletic guy in the league, but he's like the most unstoppable force too. It's wild.
Yeah, I think Denver will. What did they clinch it, or is it? Oh, they're in the race to clinch.
Yeah, they're in the race. Well, yeah, it's like all those teams are like half a game and a half apart right now. I mean, so it's going to go down to the wire for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch.
Definitely fun to watch.
This is like the only time I really like to watch the regular season in the NBA. It's like when seeding starts to come into the picture, and it's like,
right.
All right. And I'm not like trying to. I like basketball, but sometimes it's like winter. It's hard for me to find time to watch sports. I got so much going on.
Yeah. It's a lot of games too. Like
I think it's going to be the Nuggets. I think, like I said, the Nuggets are 9-1 over the last 10. They're the defending champions. They know how to do this. They know how to kind of turn it on at the right time. I think they're doing that. Yeah. I think they'll end up clinching that one spot in the West. And I think they'll eventually go on to it's going to be the Nuggets and the Thunder, I think, in the Western Conference Finals. T-Wolves are good. They're there. I just think maybe 1 year too early for them. They maybe need another year of running together, and they might have something next year. But they could totally surprise me. Who knows?
True.
You guys have anything else? I mean, any other NBA stuff you guys want to talk about? Nat, Neil?
Well, Luka, he did, clinch. Well, 54 straight triple doubles. Am I getting that right? 54 straight, the best in a record now. And it's. I gotta look that up. I think it's 54 or 52, one of them. But he set a record, and I just love Luka. Shout out to Luka, man.
I thought Westbrook had the record.
Oh, amazing! He just broke it the other day. And
crazy
I was like,
productivity, man.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like I really like Luka, and he's just so good on both sides. Like he's good on offense. He's good. He's great on defense. Like that man will fall on his butt and end up passing the ball to somebody that for a fast break. Like what just happened?
But when LeBron does that, we say he flopped.
Exactly. See, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, LeBron flops and cries.
But he does get the call though. So
but Luka is like, his body. He don't even look like he should play basketball. He like he be eating snacks.
I know he has a dad vibe. He does have a dad vibe.
But he be balling though. Him and Kyrie.
I love Luka.
Luka looks like the guy who was there when they had a bunch of injuries, and he was like the team accountant, and they were like, "Hey man, you're pretty tall. Like, you want to run? You know what I mean?" And he just did it, and then it stuck. It happens in hockey, right? You have an emergency goalie. You get a guy that comes out of the stands and plays goalie. It's happened before. Why not have an emergency, 2-guard or 3-guard, whatever. That's fine. Nobody can do that in the NBA, by the way. There's not a single person that could come out of the stands. Maybe hockey's a little bit different because you're in the net. But I don't think a single person could just come out of the stands and then just run in an NBA game. I mean, there are guys that you could have that, whatever. They play basketball.
The girl's brother can. He jump up the stands.
Okay, that's true. He did come onto the court and he made some. Yeah, he boxed out Camilo Cardoso. Yeah, you're right. All right, way to prove me wrong. I mean, that's excellent.
He made a whole girl. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. That's enough NBA stuff. Yeah, shout out to Luka for that. That's amazing productivity.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And we'll see if the All-Star game sticks around. When I said this, by the way, I said this a few weeks ago. I said, the NBA just please, like, get rid of it. And everyone said, no, it makes too much money. And now the NBA is saying, hey, look, we don't know if we want this anymore. So
they need to cut back a couple of their games, too. 82 is
maybe.
That is a lot of games.
It gets
because you got to go from basketball to baseball, and it's a
Here comes soccer.
Here comes soccer. Yeah, it's a lot. Like it's a busy, warm season. Very busy. Warm.
And then you got to remember, hockey has like 19 days off between too. So I mean, it's like hockey never gets a break. It's always going on. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk about
hockey's All-Star game. How they got outside and everything else like that. Like they're doing something to bring the people in. Everybody got to find that.
Yeah. Like, what if they had it at like one of these, like a famous park in New York or something? What if they held the All-Star game there? Like,
did y'all see that the one dude was having a tournament on water? He had a basketball court on water, and he's having a tournament over. I think we did bring that up on the show, didn't we?
I've seen it before. I mean, I know sometimes the tip-off classics, you know, like in college they'll do that on an aircraft carrier or whatever.
No, this is like a raft. Like it's like a big basketball court in the middle of the water.
Man.
What's
the stability like on that?
I ain't
how do they?
I'm not scared. I'm not design. I wouldn't be scared.
I would get seasick out there. I don't even know if I can.
I can.
Talk about not having your legs under you for a game, man. I'd be wobbly out there.
I got to paddle it back.
I would be like, but no, like a street, like the and one, like the boy said, the and one. I would love to see the and ones again. Those were those were like really lit. And
I would watch every single episode of those and1 mixtapes before I would watch any NBA All-Star game.
Yes.
I mean, there was so much more.
We were trying to practice that in the living room.
Yeah.
You go on basketball.
The soundtracks was amazing. Man.
Yeah.
Awesome song.
That announcer. Remember the announcer? Like, how do you have that much energy on every play?
Yes, he was lit.
I mean, wow.
Like,
it was wild.
Yeah.
Just for nothing, right? Like, nothing at all.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, Luka broke the record on Saturday. He holds the records for most consecutive 30-point triple doubles. He did that against Detroit Pistons on Saturday. So that's his record now.
Poor Detroit, man. They're having a year.
It was killed by Russell Westbrook, but it's gone.
We're going to pray for them. Like, just pray for the whole city of Detroit right now. It's crazy right now.
Yeah, Detroit just all messed up. Good Lord.
Thanks a lot, Jason Williams. Yeah.
Good Lord.
White chocolate, man. I gotta love that. Let's move on to football. You guys want to talk about the Browns? We're gonna finish up with the Browns today. You want to finish up with the Browns?
Sure.
So we leave it on a sorry note.
Well, hey, listen. When you're right, you're right. Listen, hate to argue, but it is what it is. Or I hate to agree. I guess I'm not arguing. Listen. So the Browns have the highest paid offense in the league.
Yes, they do.
I mean, it's no surprise. You know, their quarterback's making $250 million. I mean,
oh, really?
Yeah, we had the highest paid offense. It works.
Do you think that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, does that detract at all from the defense? I mean, the defense was pretty good at times last year, but remember that Colts game where they couldn't tackle anybody? I mean, they've had issues. The Texans game where they couldn't stop anything. They can't play very well on the road. What's that about?
They got to fix that.
How is defense different on the road?
I would hope with the coaching staff they have now that they can fix that. Like, y'all got to get the nerves off and go use the bathroom before you come out or whatever you got to do, and play like you playing at First Energy, because when they play there, it's so lit. I mean, it's lit. But with 180,
maybe that's what it is, Natalie. You know how your stomach gets nervous on the road. Maybe they can't poop on the road, and they're going out there heavy. You know what I mean? They feel slow. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta know what you have done prior to not be successful to be successful next time.
But y'all got a good starting piece on that defense with my best player in the league. So absolutely,
we got cap space at the bazooka, so that's good.
They ain't spending it on
somehow they figured that out.
And that's the problem. You spending it on Cade York.
Maybe they're going younger and taking the draft.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. That was wild.
No,
Cade York was different. But listen, so the Browns are going to take that high price off of
the draft. I mean, so that's what we build their defense to the draft.
Yeah. Hey, the Browns could be taking that high priced offense to Brazil, by the way, for the opener. That road trip will be brought to you by Xlax, by the way. But they could be going to Brazil. I don't know if it's right now it's them or the Packers. But the Browns seem to think it's them. I know I can't remember who the player was. I think it was a defensive lineman, kind of made a little bit of an impromptu announcement, said they were going to Brazil. So maybe it is the Browns, but the league says they're trying to decide between the Packers and the Browns right now.
Get stuck over there. Yeah. You can see the Packers over there and get stuck.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
But my thing is, would you be mad?
Brought to you by Dude White. I love it, the boys.
Would y'all be mad if they put a Browns game over there and it's a home game? Y'all miss out on the whole game?
A lot of fans would, but I wouldn't be mad.
I'll be furious.
Well, I'll be mad because I couldn't go to work and make money. But other than that,
furious.
Really?
Don't send my home game over there. Put a away game over there. I want to see my team.
Yeah, that's true. And for it to be the home opener, I mean, that would be kind of.
The Browns are one of the best home crowds in the league, man. I don't know. I mean,
yes, they are.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they are. Because it ain't Detroit. Let's be clear.
Better than Detroit. Yeah, come on,
is rocking right now. What you mean? Ford Field is rocking.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting to go to Brazil. A lot of fans are not going to be there, of course, because we travel everywhere, but we're not going to Brazil. Some people are. But
I'm sure there's some Browns backers bars in Brazil. I'm sure there are.
They're going to sell out Brazil. That's being a person from Brazil.
Oh, the NFL wouldn't go there if they weren't going to sell out. They would absolutely sell out. Yeah, they will absolutely sell out.
Oh, it's going to definitely be lit.
Could you imagine the embarrassment of sending the Eagles and the Browns over to Brazil and they get like 4,000 people in the stands?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I grow the game globally. That's not the way to do it.
Right.
What else have the Browns done weird? Yeah, they brought back Cade York on a futures deal.
How you feel about that, Chad? How do you really feel about that?
Well, I don't really understand. Why do you need this many kickers on the roster right now? I don't.
Can we get one?
That's another one. Yeah,
can we get one?
So many.
We need a kicker in Detroit. Can we get one?
We got 85 quarterbacks. 85.
Man. Seriously, it's all kickers and quarterbacks. I mean, we're really trying to put up points on the board this year. That's all we're trying to do.
And I totally get that, but can we focus on defense a little bit more?
Right, but Cleveland gonna be rocking this year.
We just need some people to tackle the running back, right? Like we need a middle linebacker. The Browns need a middle linebacker, don't they?
Yes. That's for certain.
We need a deal on a kicker is so odd. I don't get it. Yeah.
What's our biggest hole?
I mean, but Cade York though.
Yeah.
I just think that Stefanski and his comrades, they see something in him that obviously, okay, from the outside looking in, we're like, oh no, he sucks because he lost this game or he did this, he did that. He just got cold after that one game. But I just really think that they see something in him because he's still young. He's very young. He's not bad. He's not terrible. I mean, he made 35 out of 37 extra field goal points last year. I mean,
he just missed some field goals at a really inopportune time last year, I think.
That's the problem. When they really matter, you got to go boo-boo.
Yeah.
He really needs to go to the bathroom.
And listen, the boys brings up a great point here. Like, it's really bad if you draft a kicker and then he ends up out of the organization before his contract, right? Like, you want to keep him around and say, hey, look, we knew what we were doing by drafting him. But it took a minute, but we developed him. You know, he progressed into what he is today. This is why we drafted him. It's not because we have no clue what we're doing.
I seem like y'all kicker need a Dan Campbell coach.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring Phil Dawson back and let him coach it.
Listen,
you got to bite some kneecaps out here, right? That's what you got to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the boys said there are tons of good kickers that come out every year that don't get a chance. And I think that's right. I think I think a lot of these franchises would rather go with a known commodity, even if that means you get, you miss 25, 30, 35% of your field goals rather than trying a new guy and then having the nightmare of like going into the scrap heap if that doesn't work out to try to get a kicker in week 5, like
some people's seasons end because of the kicker.
That's true. That is true. Kicker has a very, very big responsibility, y'all. Yeah. Very big.
Too much.
And sometimes it's way too much. And I can understand, but at the end of the day, you make a couple dollars, so you gotta understand.
I'm just saying, think about being a player go over there every down, hitting somebody, blocking.
And sometimes it's all a field goal game. 3 here, 3 there, 3 here, 3 there.
Isn't it weird to put so much on a guy who spends barely any time on the field? Like
he don't even practice with the team.
He don't even practice with the team, right? And he probably.
I'm not saying we don't need kickers. I'm not saying kickers aren't important. Please, kickers, don't turn me up. But I'm just saying it's just a lot to put on a guy who barely spends any time on the field. You're cold the entire game. And then you come out in the fourth quarter and it's the most important kick of your career. Just boom, like that.
Exactly.
Every other week, it's wild.
It is. You're right about that.
And if you don't have, a good long snapper like my man, the boys in the comments, it can be really rough. You know what I mean? It can be really rough.
Yeah.
But Cade York is back on a futures deal, which I don't really understand.
Yeah, me either.
listen, I understand the futures deal, but I don't understand using it on Cade York. I don't know, whatever.
Y'all got Cleveland.
Y'all got $255 million.
Ready to blow.
Yeah, stop the hate on the specialists, man. Let these guys live, man. But yeah, listen. The Browns did another really weird thing. They signed former Ravens Pro Bowl quarterback Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
So now, the Browns, the quarterbacks are Deshaun Watson. Okay, we know that. Jameis Winston. Okay. Tyler Huntley, I would assume, would be the order here, and then Dorian Thompson-Robinson. One of these guys. Why do we have 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now?
I have no idea. I don't know. I want to just call Stefanski. I just want to call his personal cell phone.
Y'all spending money like y'all got y'all taxes.
I mean, right? They filed early, I guess. They found some cap room and everything in their return. I don't know.
Between Andrew Berry and the coaching staff and stuff. It has to be something that they are doing or something they are working. It has to be something because that is
the analytics department. Are they trying to sign every free agent quarterback? Like, what's going on? What are they doing? I don't know.
I think all these years when the fans and everybody was like, "Oh, they don't spend no money. They don't spend no money. They never spend money on good people." Well, okay, don't try to prove people wrong by doing stupid stuff.
I know the problem is they're not sure about
Watson. That's the biggest thing.
That's what all this says, right? I mean, I was going to ask you, that's what
you're right about
another reason why they didn't keep Flacco, because as soon as Watson had a bad game, the crowd would have been calling for Flacco.
Yeah, they would have had a problem. No one's going to be calling for Jameis Winston. Yep. Because he's unknown. He's unknown to a Browns fan. And all we know about Jameis Winston is he threw 30 interceptions in a season. So, yeah, I think that keeps that down. I do.
Well, all we can say is good luck this season because I don't know. I just feel like Deshaun, I think he's going to be okay. But y'all do know he has to go back and testify on this case. So that's going to mentally be disturbing to his playing on the field to me. I think.
Listen, do the Browns know something that we don't know? Did they hear something and like, hey, we better cover our butts just in case?
Yeah, because Stefanski went to LA to go talk to Deshaun personally last week, and who knows what that conversation was about. I wish I was a fly on the wall.
So they're gonna bring 13 girls to the next game like they did last time?
I don't know.
No.
That would mess me up, bro.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd be done with that whole case and be done with it. Just be done with it.
There you go. Chris said, Chris Gold in the comment. Chris says, little intel on the Ravens now. All right. Maybe we get the inner workings of that offense. Maybe we bring Tyler Huntley in and we go, hey, Tyler, how in the heck are we going to stop Lamar and what do we do? How do we stop him and Derrick Henry, man? What are we even going to do? That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
I just hope with this cap space that they do work on defensive, situations.
Yeah.
Like the situation, like the on the
tackling
and on the tackling. Yes.
Did y'all lose tackling?
Yes, we did.
They built that defense through the draft. They get younger. That's what they
did.
Yeah. Where do you focus on the draft now, Neil? Do you? I think you look along. I think you look at middle linebacker. They're probably going to take a wide receiver at some point, maybe third round. They're going to get a guy to put a body in the wide receiver room because they're always trying something with the wide receivers in the draft. They don't ever develop these guys, but they always try something.
I would like to give you my vision on the team, but I don't still got a roster like that. I can tell you the holes we have in Detroit. I mean, she can give you, but y'all lucky I knew Taki. I only Taki did that like the name Taki.
Yeah, it was fun to say. I miss Sione Taki. Yeah.
I know, right?
Right. I always feel like I was almost out of time saying his name, like Taki.
I mean, I like Hurst. Hurst is good. Him and what's his name? Oh my God. Not Antonio. What's the other guy name? The other big guy next to Garrett on the end. He needs help. He needs some milk as well. I just feel like they need to come up, like the defensive coordinator really needs to put his arm, leg, and foot in that book, especially while we are playing teams that we are expected to beat, because we play sorry teams sorry and good teams good. Yeah. I always noticed. I noticed that within the past 3 years.
That's Cleveland football.
Huh?
That's Cleveland football.
Yeah. So we want Jim Schwartz to do the hokey pokey next year, is what you're saying, right? He's got to put his arm, his leg, his foot in, shake it all around. That's fine.
He needs to put everything and the kitchen sink. That every coach on that the top three, Stefanski and the other two.
Yeah. Well, you got Vrabel in the mix now. You've got Mike Vrabel. I think that's a big addition to help the defense, right?
They pay. They're paying people. They're paying for that.
Or at least the toughness. He's at least going to help this team with toughness, I think.
Yeah.
That's guy, man.
The Lions, we need a corner now since Cam Sutton is now.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like it's so unexpected. The stuff like that. It's like, man, you think like the Lions are going to make this run, like they could go to the Super Bowl, 2 or 3 times over the next 5 years, and then something like this happens, it can set you back.
It's over a custody case. It was over a custody case. That that can get real personal with kids involved.
Yeah.
And that even if his legal standing is fine, like you said earlier, Natalie, with something else we were talking about, it affects your mental status on the field. I mean, it's hard. These guys are human. They're thinking about other things and not just 24/7 football.
Right. They don't pump robot oil. They pump blood.
So. That happened to Wiggins last year. Andrew Wiggins, who played for the Warriors. This happened with him. He was out a lot of games.
Yeah.
So.
It's tough. It's tough. You got things going on in your personal life. It's tough. These guys all have it.
Yeah. The injury bug can't hit us like it did this year. That's for sure.
Anything you do is in the limelight.
Right. You have to remember that. Yeah.
So. No, the injury bug has to stay away. They got to get an exterminator, not Berea. They got to do something because, man, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, last year was rough.
I was impressed by us winning 11 games or whatever we won. Whatever.
Would they have won 13 or 14 without those injuries? I don't know. I mean,
exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like without those injuries, I think it would have went a different direction. I mean, I know we probably wouldn't have won the AFC, but I mean, at the end of the day,
we would have won the Super Bowl. Josh would have caught them 2 passes. So,
true. And if
the Lions were a lot closer than we were. I mean, it is what it is.
It should be a very interesting season.
The draft prospect I like in Detroit, I would like to see is Kool-Aid. I like to see
Kool-Aid.
From Alabama.
Yeah, he's a player, man. Yeah, he's tough. He's tough. Why not? Yeah, he's tough.
You see, he ran a 4.3 and he had to go get a surgery on his foot the next day.
Really?
He ran with a injury on his foot. Yeah, had that toughness. Like,
oh wow.
Yep. That's a guy.
What I didn't know is that Nick Saban and Bill Belichick was on the Browns together back in the day. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting little.
That coaching staff was an embarrassment of riches, but I mean, they just weren't quite there yet. They were going to get there. If the Browns hadn't moved out of Cleveland, they were going to get there. That's what.
They never wanted to fill again.
Right. I can't do it.
Wow.
So we only come up for here.
The Baltimore Browns, man. The Baltimore Browns winning that Super Bowl.
That's exactly what it is.
That's rough.
Exactly what it is.
That's really rough. That was a tough one. That was a tough one to swallow. You look at that as a Browns fan and you watch the team that, it's your ex-girlfriend. They left, right? And now they marry the guy. They've got the life. That's it. They're in Baltimore now. They live and they have a nice family and they won the Super Bowl. And, you're stuck here in an apartment by yourself and your water doesn't work and
noodles.
Right. Noodles.
Yeah, man. Ramen noodles, no heat in the winter. Like that was the Browns for 15 seasons. It was tough. So
try 32.
That was tough to look at, man. And then on top of that, they couldn't even pay the rent at that place. So
exactly.
Wow. And now they're trying to move. And now they're trying to move out. Now they're trying to move out. They moved up.
What in the heck would they make First Energy? What would it be? Like just where they practice at? Maybe. I mean,
what would you do with it? What could you do?
Move it over in Berea?
Y'all getting what? New stadium?
Suppose maybe it's not set in stone yet, but they talking about moving the stadium over to Berea, over where, like, where they have the in the summertime, like the practices and the scrimmages and all that stuff. Where they practice at OTA, yeah. And I just don't think it's big enough. Like, it's just weird.
In Detroit, we don't move. We there.
I think, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, you can do certain things to the stadium, but it's a beautiful. I'm there every game. I work there, and it's a beautiful stadium, beautiful stadium. Maybe replace some of the staff, but I mean, at the end of the day, why move that? Why do that?
Yeah, and the boys brings up a great point here. I have wondered about the issue of having that stadium so close to the airport with all the arrivals and takeoffs. I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I don't get
They're
it.
giving them a dome.
I don't think it's a dome. Somebody said
You're still hearing that through a dome. I mean, you're going to hear every plane. It's going to shake the dome.
Yeah,
because
the
building every time a plane
right,
takes off or lands.
Right,
man. It's gonna be wild.
Every 5 minutes, every 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think they need to reevaluate that plan.
Yeah.
And come up with
maybe
something.
give us a deep playoff run first before you start asking people to go in their pockets and give extra tax money for you know what I mean? Like,
thank you. I pay enough taxes.
We all get it. You're trying to pay the quarterback. We understand. Like, you got in over your head. But man, come on. Right. Come on. They're trying to hide those funds. They're going to build a cheap stadium, cut corners. We got to pay the quarterback. What are we going to do? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's bad. I don't know. That's all I've got this week. Well, wait, no. I've got one more thing coming in here. Hold on. Oh, I've got an actual. We're going to take a live look at the Browns' new quarterbacks reporting to Berea. They're trying to get signed up here. Let's take a look at this picture. Here's all of our guys. There they all are. The new quarterbacks. They're filing into the building. They're ready to go. Look at that. That looks like points to me. That's an AFC. That's a I don't know, maybe a conference championship game.
Like a lot of depressed season ticket holders.
Oh my God.
We should probably get out of here.
Therapist on the street, please.
Do we still have the picture of the car crash? Can we still put that? Is that a thing? Do we still? No, probably not.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, Natalie, Neil, thanks for showing up today, man. We appreciate you popping in. Appreciate that.
I have car shows when I'm getting it together.
Hey, remember to follow us on social media. I don't know what we're doing on social media anymore, but go look at our old posts from months ago. They're still fun, and I'm sure we still post some things every once in a while, right? I don't know. Does anybody post anything with the TikTok anymore? Do we have control of that? Well, whatever. Follow it anyway. Give us numbers. We want numbers.
Sometimes
3 shows. I make it seem like I'm here once a year.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe, to our YouTube channel so you get notifications when we go live. You don't want to miss some of these conversations that we have. And remember, please, if you don't do anything else today, you guys, please eat a Snickers. That's all. That's all I got. For Natalie and for Neil and for Don and for Brian with the help with production, we appreciate you guys so much. I'm Chad. I will see you guys next week on another episode of Come On Ref, and we'll have some actual baseball for you next week. So there you go. Opening day tomorrow. Remember that.
With Neil, like Jack. With Neil.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.